All right, good day, everyone. Fine, Nigeria. It's evening. Good evening. We are sorry for the technical glitch. We should have been live earlier. We are sorry for that. So, you're well welcome to this edition of Farmers Empowerment Series, hosted by Farmspeak Technology and proudly supported by USAID. I'm Muyiwa Adeniyi. Farmspeak Technology is an agriculture and technology-based company keen at improving the productivity and profitability of poultry farmers by combating high poultry mortality. So in essence, what it does or what the company does is mitigating the effects of mortality in poultry farming. We are very glad and happy to have you on this channel. If you are new to the channel, kindly subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and don't forget to like and comment. We have packed full of great knowledge for you today, my dear farmers and viewers. You agree with me that no doubt when it comes to poultry farming, coccidiosis is one of the major challenges affecting poultry farming. Loss of birds, deaths, and so on. Many lose their poultry birds due to this coccidiosis. And that's why this program talks about this coccidiosis prevention and control. So we'll be starting very soon and I will be introducing the speaker. But before I introduce the speaker, let me play this a minute or less video and then I introduce the speaker. Can you hear me, please? Please. So I think you can hear me, so we can continue. Okay, because of our time and the technical glitch, I want to introduce the speaker, Mr. Aino Adeyemi. But while introducing the speaker, please let's listen to his profile.
Animal health specialist by profession. He attended Federal College of Animal Health and Production, where he obtained higher national diploma in animal health, and he proceeded in getting more knowledge on animal science, animal nutrition, and welfare at the Premier University of Ibadan. He has spent over 5 years' experience on the field of animal health and production service delivery. He has successfully managed different farms, and he is the current team lead of FOG Agricultural Services. Ladies and gentlemen, with your favorite emoji, please let's welcome our speaker, Mr. Aino Adeyemi. You're welcome, sir.
Hello, good afternoon. Hey, I'm sure everyone can hear me clearly.
Yes, we can hear you. I can see you.
Mr. Omiwa, can everyone hear me clearly?
We can hear you, please. Go ahead.
Okay,
We
okay.
can hear you.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. And on behalf of the organizer, let me say we are sorry for the technical issues also. So today, the program we've been anticipating for, which is coccidiosis prevention and control, that we've been anticipating for, is now live now. So my name is Aina Adeyemi Michael. I'm an animal health technologist by profession and also animal scientist. So I'll be talking about coccidiosis in poultry and the ways you can use to prevent and control coccidiosis. As we all know, actually many farmers doesn't know what coccidiosis is all about because we have had some kind of issues that people will be just be telling you what they see in their bed, but they don't know the causes and what the signs they see in their bed means. So coccidiosis, in short, when we are talking about coccidiosis, coccidiosis is just a realistic problem and one of the most important diseases of poultry worldwide. It's one of the most important disease worldwide in Nigeria. And this thing is caused by a protozoan parasite known as Imeria. There is something, particular thing that causes the thing called coccidiosis. It is what we know as Imeria species. And this species, we don't have only one species. We have different types of species of Imeria like that. So it is now left for you to know the one that is affecting your death. When we are talking about coccidiosis like that, what this parasite attack is the intestine of your bird. And let's start from now. Let's start from the species of the procedures. Uh, we have different species, and different species that attack your bird are different organs. Like one, we have Malaria tenella. This particular species of bird it attacks the ceca of your bed. We have Imeria necatis. This one attacks the small intestine. Imeria maxima also, it attacks the small intestine. We have Imeria bruneti. This particular one targets large intestines of your bed. Mevasi, Imeria agani. These are very terrible Imeria species. Then they attack the duodenum of the bed, where it is very difficult for drugs to treat them. So, but now, next slide. All these Imeria that we are talking about, uh, what are the things that you will see in your bed that will make you to think that okay, this is particular thing that is affecting my bed. We have a lot of disease, we have a lot of we have a lot of parasites that affect your bed, a lot of things that happen to your bed that will now make you okay. What are the things that you will now see in your bed that will make you to know that okay, this is the particular thing that is affecting my bed, and this is the particular drug treatment or control that I'm going to use for this particular identified disease. When coccidiosis affects your bed, eh, there are things that you first of all see. Majorly, people will always come up with the sign that okay, I see blood in the feces of my bed. They are passing out brownish diarrhea. Those are the visible signs that people see, but they don't know what causes that kind of signs for birds to be passing out blood or brownish diarrhea like that. In your birds, you just see that okay, you are feeding your birds. They are not the weight, they are not growing the way they're supposed to grow. And then they are losing appetite, maybe withdrawing from food. You give them feed, you see them, they are not rushing the feed, they are not eating. First of all, the symptoms to watch out for you is loss of appetite. Uh, Secondly, after loss of appetite, you have huddling. You will see the in the next slide. I will show you the huddling, the way they will be trying to their body, the feather will be raising up, and they will be huddling together. And then blood in the feces. You will see blood in their feces. And uh, on the long run, I'm going to tell us why you are seeing blood in the feces of your bed. Once you see blood in the feces, know that that's coccidiosis. No any other coccidiosis is accompanied with blood in the feces. So and then brownish diarrhea. Brownish diarrhea comes before blood in the feces for your if your bed is affected with coccidiosis. So and then after that you have dehydration, and before after that you now see your bed. Maybe if you don't apply any treatment and you don't know what is really affecting your bed, you will see them dropping one after the other. And this coccidiosis is one kind of disease that can clear your flock if no step is taken, if no treatment is applied. It can wipe out your flock. So what are other signs? You will see there will be a poor feed digestion. They won't be able to digest the feed very well, what they are eating. Poor weight gain, that one is certain. If your birds cannot eat or they eat and they can't convert the feed, there will be poor weight gain and poor feed efficiency. So let's go to the slide, the next slide here. Uh, this is the pictorial view of the signs that I earlier mentioned. Okay, the first picture is talking about the diagram of the bed and the organs that this species of coccidiosis that I talked about. I told us that it's not only one species that is affecting your bed. So when we get to prevention and control, we elaborate more on it. So you will see the particular one that affects the duodenum of the bed. We talk about the asaphylina, Mevasi, agani, Precos, and mysis. Those particular ones, they affect the duodenum of your bed. You see the one that affect the small intestine, the large intestine, and the cecum. So now, when the organ we are talking about is the second picture. You can see that how the bed is looking. Everybody will see that okay, this particular bed is not looking healthy. Uh, and with this is losing appetite, uh, losing weight, and finally it's going to drop dead if any treatment is applied. So the brownish diarrhea, that's the first stage that you see before you see any blood coming out. You just see your bed passing out brownish pieces like this diarrhea, and it will be foaming one kind. Once you see it like brownish, before you start seeing blood, uh, quickly attend to it. Quickly attend to it by giving them the necessary treatment. Uh, Next stage, the next pictorial view is telling us you can see down from that brownish diarrhea, it has migrated. That means the more the thing is getting into their body, the more the signs are coming out. Like this one now, once the coccidiosis has reached this stage, anything can happen to your bed if no treatment is applied. So you can see the bloody diarrhea. This is the visible one that's attached to coccidiosis that people will know care. What is happening to your bed is coccidiosis. And the next picture, you will see now, uh, those things on ground is the intestine. Coccidiosis doesn't affect any other part than the intestines of your bed. The part is the intestine of your bed. With that, if you have any bed that drop dead and you open it, this is what you will see. Once you bring out the intestine, you will just see hemorrhagic things in the intestine. That means you will see blood in their intestine. If you open it, you will see reddish dot in that intestine. So that means that thing is uh, that thing alters the intestine. So now if they eat, since their intestine will be altered, there won't be any food conversion. And as the thing is altering the intestine, it's causing wound. That's why blood is coming out. It's causing wound to the intestine. So after, once the thing has been altered finally, your bed will drop dead. So let's go to the prevention and control. It is short on this. Okay, yeah, the next slide, we're talking about the life cycle of the Imeria. How does your bed get the this thing we are talking about, the Imeria, the osis? This thing is by passing out, like actually all beds are susceptible to coccidiosis. So, but once the one that is infected with coccidiosis drop the feces on ground, and maybe your litter is one kind of litter that do get wet, it will quickly aid the growth of the osis, and any other birds that pick it up, the thing goes straight to the gut, to the intestine, and multiply there, grow. After multiply, it will grow and start affecting your bed. This is just the life cycle, how the things enter your bed and cause damages to the intestine of your bed. So now, next slide. We'll be talking about the prevention and the control. This is our target. We just introduced us to what the disease is all about. The protozoan parasite is all about, which is coccidiosis, what they cause and what causes coccidiosis, as what we just said earlier. But our major discussion today is prevention and control. How can you prevent it and control coccidiosis in affecting your flock? So it is short here. I talked about the prevention and control is based on we have the hygienic measure and improved farm management. As I said, all birds, maybe from the parent stock, are susceptible to like they are carrier of coccidiosis, but in as much they don't have a environment to strive or grow, uh, they won't be able to do so. So that's why I said in hygienic measure and improved farm management, you have to make sure that your pen house is neat, and you have to avoid wet litter. Like if you are keeping a deep litter beds like broilers, majorly people are raising broilers on deep litters, and you have to make sure that your litter is always dry, not because of anything, to prevent other disease and majorly coccidiosis. And once your bed is picking wet litter, anything that drop down, we are all sure that okay, bed we want to pick it down. Along the line of picking the seed, they are picking the oats. And once they pick it, it goes straight to their own intestine, eh? And then the intestine is an environment for the oats to grow. If it grow, start altering the intestine of your bed, which will lead to loss of appetite, uh, poor feed conversion ratio, and at the end, your bed will drop dead. And all these things is causing what? It's causing loss. But you can easily prevent it based on hygienics. Once you can make sure that your litter is always dry, uh, most especially their waterer side where the drinker is and where the feeder is. Make sure that all the places are always clean. If you see maybe there is a splash of water on ground, try and pack out the particular area so that and put a fresh litter material on ground. So another one is chemotherapy. These the uses of anticoccidial drugs. And well, we have a lot of anticoccidial drugs in town. We have a lot. We have and a lot of brand names. But what you should look for in getting your anticoccidial drug is the chemical composition. There are powerful chemical composition that you know that this thing is anticoccidial drug. Okay, like okay, if you are going to your vet store and you want to buy drugs, maybe one particular person tells you that what is affecting your body is coccidiosis since you are seeing blood in it, and the person said okay, just go to any vet store and get anticoccidial drug, and the person just tell you that the person just give you a name that maybe go to vet store, go and get coccifor, and along the line when you get to the vet store, the particular vet store tells you that I don't have a coccifor, and maybe they prescribe another one for you that okay, maybe you should use this one, but you are like what they told you is coccifor. Coccifor is just a brand name. There are a lot of but the active ingredient in it is what you need. Like okay, what are the active ingredients that is so powerful that can control coccidiosis? When we are talking about aproleon, this particular chemical is very active against against coccidiosis. We're talking about trazil. It target coccidiosis eradicated. And any sulfur drug, we have sulfadimidine, sulfaquinoxaline. So any sulfur drug, once they give you any anticocid, check for this chemical composition, either ampholeon, trazil, or any sulfur drug. We have a sulfaquinoxaline or sulfadimidine. So this particular drug can help you to prevent coccidiosis. Like okay, maybe you are raising your bird from day old, by day 9, you can try and give them an anticoxid to prevent it. And also, if you are trying to, let me assume that okay, maybe this particular age, if you are trying to give your bird anticoccidial drug, please try to alternate. I have some kind of particular farms. I have some farms that they are using one particular anticoxid, that's the drug they will be using. As I said earlier, we have different species of this coccidia. That we talk about the Emeria, Tenella, Necatis, Brunetti, and the area they affect. It might be a particular that okay, maybe this time that your bed is affected with coccidiosis. It might be just a species of the uh, coccidiosis that affected the bird. And then in another there is the operation of this kind of thing, maybe at in the first month to 9 months, if it is layers, dollars, a lot of things can happen. But anytime you are using coccidiosis, you first of all use, maybe let's assume that you use cortifor, as I said, in the first treatment, and you still see that okay, you still observe coccidiosis like the signs that we have talked about, blood in the faces, brownish diarrhea, or loss of appetite like that. And then you still observe it after you have used cortisone. Instead of you to go for cortisone again, alternate the drug by buying another brand name that have different active ingredients, either totaziri or amprolion or this thing. So, and another thing on using anticoccidial drug is anytime you are using anticoccidial drug, please, some people have seen a lot of farm that does that. So, and I always correct them. Anytime you are using anticoccidial drug, stop using multivitamin with it. Yes, stop using multivitamin. Like, okay, I'm giving them anticonceptive drugs, and along the line, I'm giving them multivitamin with it. It's eh, like because multivitamins contain vitamin B, vitamin, and vitamin B also. This is the part. Okay, yeah, note. I said never use multivitamin while using anticonceptive drugs. And the reason is because your multivitamins contain vitamin B and amprolion, it tackles that vitamin B. So if you are trying to use multivitamin, that means what you are trying, amprolion will block the secretion of vitamin B in bed. So in order, because that's what causes coccidiosis majorly. So it will block it. So if you are now using as a consider that okay, I want this thing to be blocked, and what is causing it, and you are still introducing it back, you now see that okay, the drug you are using is not effective. On that note, you can't have any result. So stop using. You can finish your anticonsider maybe like 3 to 5 days, and now start your multivitamin for them to recover from the stress of the coccidiosis. Yeah. So coccidiosis is a deadlier disease that can eradicate your farm if care is not taken. If care is not taken. So now when we are, if moving from that, if you don't want to use a chemotherapy, this one is what everybody is trying to move on to now, and that we are trying to bring it into action, and in the country, use of organic substances to raise our bed. Uses using of organic substances. That's why I don't think natural alternatives that you can use to prevent coccidiosis from your bed. Like now, every one of us knows what we call bitter leaf. This one is what every one of us knows about. Bitter leaf in that uh, formation or growth of coccidiosis in your bed, and you can raise them. Once you start your bed with bitter leaf extract, there are ways that you can do that. That one is something you can put it to at the end of the session, and maybe on private consultancy, you understand how you can extract the juice of bitter leaf and what you will combine with the bitter leaf that you'll be giving to your bed. And I'm very, very sure it's what I've done, it's not what I've read. It's what I've read, what I've performed, and what has worked for me. Like people, like all the subsistence farmer, like people raising a little quantity. I don't expect you to go for uh, uh, all these anti-consider drug, all the systemic drug like that. So yeah, try and do more of organic. If you are raising like 200 bears, you should still be able to do more of organic. And this thing will save you of a lot of money, your cost of production, it will save you your cost of production. Why this thing is getting difficult for people with larger capacity is because of the availability of the material, the organic material. So that's why it's kind of difficult now, according to the research that we have done. But in a little quantity, put a little flour, try to improve on your organic, get your bitter leaf, get your saint leaf, extract their juice, leave it together. That I can give you the dosage at the background. So the dosage and you apply it to your bed. This will not prevent only coccidiosis to affect your bed. It will prevent them from other diseases because it will increase their immunity to fight any strange diseases. Once the immunity is strong, it can fight any strange diseases that is coming to the body of the animal. So please let's dwell on that. And also, I want you to know that coccidiosis is something that is like if you are keeping your beds on deep litter like on ground, uh, it's something that will happen if you don't do the necessary things like keeping the pen, make sure that your litters are not wet, uh, clean it, change it often. Don't let it stay too long. Like people doing brawlers, uh, this thing can cause consequences can cause a total loss. Like this morning, I got a call from a client also. He was like, this thing is affecting. He raised the bed for 6 weeks, but this thing he treated the bed in the first week to second week of coccidiosis, and coccidiosis now we are fall back in 6 to 6 weeks now. But before the thing occurred, the person was like, okay, I've treated coccidiosis. Uh, he doesn't know the signs to look out for. And it's until the things enter their body and it becomes a bloody diarrhea and he found the blood in their faces and he's like, okay, this is coccidiosis. I have to repeat anticoccid drug. But this thing has already reduced the way the birds are growing. So now, please take cognizance of this particular disease, the early signs. Once you can know the signs that okay, this particular thing is what is affecting my bird, immediately prevent it. If you can't prevent it, well, once you can observe that okay, the thing is affecting your bird, you can that one as above prevention. Prevention is before it happens. But now, once you observe that, okay, it has affected my bird, what you need now is to control it. By what? By giving them the right drug, which is anti-coccidia drug. So now I think with this little, it's a small this thing that, okay, we just need to run on it. Coccidiosis is very, very disastrous, but very, very easy to control also once the necessary things has been done. So, and then don't forget, I said, anytime you are using anti-coccidia drug for a particular batch of birds, if you use anti-coccidia drugs, let me say you use anti-coccidia drugs that contain active ingredient of A1, and the second time that you want to use it again, maybe you want to repeat it, don't use that active the drug that contains active ingredient A1 again. You can use the one that contains like A12. So you try to alternate so that if this particular if it is a particular species of emaria is attacking your bird and maybe the occurring one is another particular species, you'll be able to curb the protozoa parasite with the emaria. You'll be able to curb it if it is Brunetti maxima. So try and alternate and don't use multivitamin while you are using anti-coccidia drugs. You have some drugs that okay after the once there is a amprolion in it or citrazil or any other drug, they will put vitamin K. Mm-hmm. vitamin K is necessary. Yeah, for blood, your birds have already lost blood because once coccidiosis affected your bird, it goes straight to the intestine, impair the intestine. It's like having a wound or something. That's where blood is attached. So when they are passing feces, the blood in the intestine will pass out to the feces. So please don't use a multivitamin because your multivitamin contain vitamin B, right? That can and then vitamin B also just their mean it increase the growth of coccidiosis. So and then all these active ingredients of anti-coccidia drugs, their target is to go and block vitamin B so that they coccidia drugs and along the line you are giving them multivitamin. That means you are just wasting your money. You are making sure that okay, like how can I cite the example? Like okay, you set a soldier on war to go and fight a particular enemy. Like okay, you giving them the secret that okay, this particular soldier can fight this particular enemy, and that enemy you are still now empowering the enemy um to come against the particular soldier you are sending on war because you know the strength of the soldier and then you are at the back you are empowering the enemy. So don't use multivitamins. You can start using your multivitamin after your anti-coccidia drugs. And this thing I'm telling you also applies to some antibiotics also. Some antibiotics you don't need to use the multivitamin with them while using them. You can use the multivitamin after antibiotics. So that's the reason why we are telling you now that never use multivitamin while using anti-coccidia drugs so that it can work effectively and curb the disease coccidiosis. So I think with this, we should be able to know when our bed is how to prevent coccidiosis in entering our farm, making sure your farm is neat, the environment is neat, and prevent before it occur. By day 9, uh, you can start you give your birds anti-coccidiosis for like maybe 3 days. It depends on the duration of the one that you get. So if you their duration is 3 days, some 3 to 5 days. So it depends. So prevent it before it occurs. But when it occurs, also control them with anti-coccidia. Right one. Once you check the active ingredients of and you see petroleum, you will know that okay, this one is working towards anti-coccidiosis. You see transit, you see any stopper drugs, you have probactinogane, probactinogane. So with that, you should know that okay, coccidiosis is in control in your hands. And the natural alternative I talk about, organic, please, is something that we can encourage, something we can do. That's why most of the time I always tell them that okay, all farms must be able to plant some organic plants on their farm. Like okay, the bitter leaf once you plant it, it can grow easily and it will grow so large, produce enough leaves. You can plant it around your farm. The same leaf you plant it. We have this leaf also of Peter Tufa. You can search it on Google. You will see the efficacy of all these leaves I'm talking about. Search it, what they can do. With that, the combination of those leaves, if you are giving it to your bird, it will be able to build their immunity. That this particular constituency we are talking about will not be able to grow, not to talk of affecting your bird. So thank you very much. That's the end of the lecture for now. And I'm sure every one of us have picked one or two things in this lecture. So thank you very much. And as I said, my name is Aina Adeyemi. Presently, I'm the team lead of FOD Agricultural Services. Our services is to provide a consultancy service for all farms, and also we are in one assignment uh, of from farmers and the client people dealing with point of lay. We source for a quality point of lay for our clients, quality the DOC and all others like pigs also. So we source for quality things because we know is affecting most of our clients. Like they are not getting quality from people; they are getting a wrong bears from people that doesn't have the experience. We will know what it takes to produce the best, and if farmer is not getting it as it wants, it's going to discourage the farmer, and the farmer is going to pull out of the business. So but we don't want that. Yeah, this is our whole line, this is our career. We want more people in the field. That's the reason why what Farmspeak technologies are trying to do is to make sure all farmers are enlightened in the such a way that they will be able to sustain their production and being in business. So if farmers are in business, that is our own joy also. So anytime you want to patronize us, you can call us. Our number will be displayed. Maybe the technical personnel will be able to display our number so that you can call us if you are looking for a good source of good source or point of lay and your DOC also. So we are at your service to supply your consultancy service, make it farm establishments, animal health service delivery. So you can let us, you can contact us. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Thank you, Mr. Adeyemi. We really enjoyed that session as you've made us see the symptoms, the prevention, the controls, and what we also need to do when we notice any symptoms of this coccidiosis. Now, will be the questions and answers, but just before that, let me share a few seconds video, and then after that, we can proceed to the questions and answers. Sorry for the technical glitch regarding the videos. Hopefully, you can see these videos on our channel. You can see many of these videos. And now, please let us go to the questions and answers. We know some of us have questions to ask Mr. Adeyemi about this coccidiosis. So, Mr. Adeyemi, please, we have people have some questions for you, and we hope you will be able to answer such. So, we'll be expecting questions now, while we also get answers from our speaker, Mr. Adeyemi. All the first Okay, let me just ask questions. Let me ask question. I have a question. We were talking about alternating the drugs. I think you mentioned anticoccidial drugs. Why do we have to change the drugs? Is it that the drugs cannot be effective sometimes, or what? Can you hear me?
Can you hear me? Hello.
Yes, can you hear me,
Yes, can you
please?
hear me, please? Huh?
Can you hear me?
Hear me?
So I was asking a question about anticoccidial drugs that you mentioned, about alternating it. Why do we have to alternate? Is it that the drugs sometimes are not effective, or what?
Okay. As I said it that the reason why you need to alternate your anticonceptive drug is we have different species of Himeria uh, that can attack your breast. It can be, and then they have the organs they attacks. It can be Himeria tenella that is affecting your bed. Maybe the onset of the coccidiosis is Himeria tenella that is affecting your beds. So, and then you use the particular antibiotics, anticoccidial drug, maybe the one that contain amprolion, and it suppress the tenella. And after you see the reoccurrence of coccidiosis again, and you should know that, okay, instead of you to now still use the particular drugs you've used before, that one will still go and combat tenera that is not present. It might be brunetti that is affecting the second stage. So if you use another anticonceptive drugs with another active ingredients, it might combat the one that, okay, the reoccurring one. So that's the reason why we said you should alternate your anticonceptive drug anytime you are using it. You know, all the species affect different organs. Like when we are talking about the tenella, it attacks only the cecal of the bed. So we have Imeria nicatrix, it attacks small intestine. We have the one that attack large intestine. So that's the reason why we said if you treat coccidiosis at first stage and you still see that it occurs again, don't use the particular one you've used before to tackle it the second stage. Use another one with another active ingredient. So with that, you should be able, you know that okay, you are able to clear the doubt of all the Myria species. Okay, I can
Okay.
see another question. Someone is saying, aside from bitter leaf, which other plant can we use for preventing and controlling coccidiosis organically? I said it that okay, majorly what the one we have seen that work so effectively is bitter leaf, the one I've used. Uh, and if you want to use bitter leaf only, you can use it only. But there are still other leaves that are extract their juice and mix together that will make it so effective, not only for coccidiosis, other diseases to boost their immunity. Scent leaf, if you can extract their juice also mix it together, you are not only controlling coccidiosis, you are controlling other diseases also. Because once your bed is affected with coccidiosis is like it will deprive your beds of air and open doors for other disease to enter your beds. So I think you can use scent leaf combine with bitter leaf, give your best, and you are in control of coccidiosis. Okay. Uh, Another question: what is the life cycle of coccidiosis? If coccidiosis, if your best ingest coccidiosis, let's say they pick coccidiosis, it will take after like that's like after a week, 7 days of birth, in 4 to 5 days, eh, they will start coming up. And let me say the life cycle is like when we are talking about the life cycle it regenerates like that's why I say in 1 month to 5 months, coccidiosis can still affect your birth. So, but majorly within day 7 and to 14, they will occur in your birth. So take note of that day 7 upward and give preventive therapy. Start your anticoccidial at that day 7 upward. Within that day, coccidiosis can tackle your birth. No, another question is okay, in the course of the lecture, you highlighted the occurrence of this disease in brawler. So my question is it only seen in brawlers? No. Consider is not only seen in brawlers bed. Uh, all avian species will surely be affected by coccidiosis. So not only in if you are raising layers also, coccidiosis will affect you. Can affect your birds. If you are raising turkey, it can affect your birds. So not only in broiler. So I think I'll be able to answer that question.
Yes,
Yes,
you've been able
you're
to
able to speak.
you've been able to answer the questions. Thank you very much for this wonderful and educative session, Mr. Adeyemi. We want to put that into practice too. Our farmers, those of us on a small scale, and as well as some of us also practicing on a large scale too. Okay, the speaker's contact will be displayed shortly on the screen. So that if you have any other information to contact him, you can as well do that. But before we end the program, I want to share the contact details of Farmspeak Technology and a brief intro on what Farmspeak Technology does, what we do at Farmspeak Technology.
It was knowledge packed. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you to everyone who stayed to the end of the session. I guess we've learned one or two things, and we're ready to implement all that Mr. Aina Adeyemi has said in the course of his lecture. So, I know most of us here do not know what Farmspeak is about. So, Farmspeak is a technology company that is bringing technological solutions into the poultry industry. We understand that technology is a catalyst and is an enabler. We can't continue to do things with the traditional means of um, practice or the way we've been doing things before now. So we are bringing in technological solutions to boost your production, to boost your profits, and also to ease off the stress. And one of our products, it's a poultry management software. Now, this accounting software is built specifically for all poultry farmers. It is tailored to all that you need to keep your management um, it's all that you need to keep your accounting um, records going. So you can record your operations, you can track your inventory, you can manage your staffs. You know, you can generate personalized receipts and send to your customers. You know, you have event management reminder and a whole lot. So I'm going to be dropping the link where you can go and read more on our website about what FS Manager is and how it is better compared to your paper and biro means of recording or even your Excel spreadsheets. Those forms of recording has limitations, but with an accounting software, a cloud-based software built for poultry farmers specifically, you're sure to have the best experience when it comes to management and accounting. So I'll be dropping the link both on the screen and also via our Telegram channel and WhatsApp channel. Then lastly, I'm also going to drop the links to our social media channel. So you can do well to join us. Also join the community as we're having more updates on the next webinar. We'll also be sharing some questionnaires to know what else you want us to help you with. We're here to elevate your pain. We're here to help you out. We're here to boost your productivity. Thank you so much. So over to you, Mr. Muiwa Adeni.
Thank you, Miss Adeze. On Farmspeak Technology, we'll be well informed on what Farmspeak is about. And you see the contact details there at his Instagram at farm_speak, Twitter at farmspeak1, the Telegram community at Farmspeak, on Facebook at Farmspeak Technology, You can contact us on WhatsApp too, +234-816-765-7384, and LinkedIn at Farmspeak Technology. If you also want to contact the speaker too, I will be displaying his contact details too. Okay, you can see being displayed as the banner there on the screen. The phone contact +234-806-292-9576, and on Instagram FOG_agric_services. If you want to reach him on Facebook, I know Adeyemi Techno. Please do well to reach him if you have any information concerning your agribusiness, your vaccination, medication, and other related issues. So we'll be drawing the curtain here. We thank you. I don't know if Mr. Adeyemi is still there. We want to say thank you very much for this insightful session. We also want to put this to heart, and also when it comes to our poultry farming, we want to improve our productivity too by taking these lessons. We want to see the change, and that's why we have the program. Thank you very much, Mr. Adeyemi. Can you hear me? Okay, I think it's not available now. All right, we'll be joining the curtain at this junction. We thank you very much, everybody. And you
Thank you
can,
for having me. Thank you so much.
oh, thank you, Mr. Aino, for the insightful session. So you can sign up free on the accounting software, just as being displayed on the screen. You will also see the details on the comment boxes, on the comment box as soon as this live videos over. It will be there so that you can as well check it later. All right, thank you everyone, and see you some other time.